Hi Scott, thanks for coming in. Today in the lab you can see we've got a number of different pieces of fitness testing equipment, but to get you started we're going to have a look at your body composition and what you're made up of in terms of muscle, bone and water. Okay, so Scott, you heard about BMI?
Yes.
And what is BMI?
It's like the combination between your height and your weight.
Okay, so BMI is good for general populations, but why would BMI not be a good measure for sports people in terms of telling us whether you're healthy or not?
For example, like a rugby player, they're quite small but stocky, so they're going to weigh a lot, but for their height, it might look like clinically obese, which can come up on the BMI, so they're perfect height for their sport.
Okay, so Scott, now can you just take hold of the hand grips, take them out of the holders and hold them down by your side? Okay Scott, you want to replace the hand grips and just step off the machine for me? Okay, so the BodyTrax machine uses a system called bioelectrical impedance, and what it does, it passes a low level electrical current through your body, and different types of tissue conduct electricity in a different way. So muscle, bone and water will all conduct electricity differently, and therefore it can analyse that electrical current by the time it reaches the machine and figure out what you're made up of, okay? And the information that the screen shows us will tell us things about your body fat percentage and muscle mass, so I can talk you through your results now. So this is your baseline readout. What it's telling us is that in terms of body weight, you weigh 66.8 kilograms, of which 60.3 kilograms is free from fat. So you've got a very low level of fat mass, which is really healthy. As you can see, the green dots indicate that that's in a healthy range. So your BMI score is 19.1. That's actually come out as towards amber, which means it's a little bit low, but that is because you're tall and quite slim. What it's probably telling us is that you carry relatively low levels of muscle mass, but we'll look at your details in more detail now. So in terms of your body composition then, out of your 66.8 kilograms of body weight, 85% of that is made up of muscle. So you've got 85% muscle within your body. You've got 9.8% body fat, okay? All these indicators on the body are nice and green. Where it's blue, it means you carry slightly more fat in your right leg than your left. So you're a footballer, right? You're a midfielder, and are you right-footed?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so that would indicate that the greater amount of both muscle and fat is located in your right leg. So if I was to set you a training program, I'd want to try and address that muscle imbalance to make sure that your left leg was equally as strong as your right, which would improve your skills, techniques, and also your ability to run and generate power. Okay. When we look at your results overall, your basal metabolic rate is 1,795 kilocalories. That means that you can get up in the morning, you could lie in bed and stay still all day, and you'd still burn nearly 1,800 calories just functioning. Okay, so your hair still grows, your heart still beats, and your lungs still breathe, and that all takes energy. All right, so for you, 1,800 calories a day. Your visceral fat rating is 1, which is as low as it can be. And visceral fat is that fat which is stored around your vital organs, okay? The fat that we can't see. So people can be classed as skinny, but also fat if that fat is internal. And that internal visceral fat is really dangerous because it can lead to things like heart disease and heart attack. So you've got a nice low level of visceral fat, which is really good. And then in terms of your physique and how that comes out, yeah, you are away from standard optimal and towards standard slim. Okay, but then you probably expect that because you're quite a tall, rangy footballer, all right? You don't carry a lot of muscle mass and you are slim, all right? For a footballer, what we want is we want you in this T. So we want you between standard slim and standard muscular, and you can be towards slim muscular. Scott, why wouldn't we want you to be up at this scale, hidden obese and obesity warning? Why would that be bad?
Because then either, say, if I was smaller and I had more muscle, I'd find it harder to get around the pitch, and if I was carrying more fat than I should do, again, I wouldn't be able to make it for the full 90 minutes. Okay,
yeah, the heavier you are, the more you've got to drag around for that football match. So you are a good height, size and weight for your particular position. Okay? Right, so that's your baseline reading, and we do that at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, we can take those measurements, put in place a training program for you to try and affect them in the way we want to. So for you, in terms of where you are, we might want you to maybe build some muscle, all right, going forward, which will happen as you mature, okay, but we can put things in place to help that and stimulate that earlier. Right, so Scott, if you want to come over, we're going to put you through the Metabolic test to test your peak power output, okay? So if you want to sit on for me, please, that'd be great. So all I want you to do is pedal at a nice gentle pace to start with, because we're going to warm you up, and the warm up will last for a period of about 10 minutes. Okay? So this again is another fitness test aimed at measuring your peak power output. Why would a footballer need powerful legs?
Well, for two reasons. One, to be quick across the ground over more short distances.
Yeah.
And another purely just to get around the pitch for the full 90 minutes.
Okay, so powerful legs mean quick legs, but what other skills do you have to perform in football?
Well, it would be, for example, the first touch or a shot from distance more so you can actually reach while taking a set piece.
And then what about trying to get the ball off the opposition?
Well, you need to be strong in the tackle, so you can match their power, whatever they're coming towards you with.
Good. So once we've got your baseline from your body tracks, we can then look at your power and see whether that needs to improve as we go. And what this machine will do in this test, it will measure your peak power output at 5-second intervals during a 30-second test. Okay? And that during that 30-second test, what will happen is the weights on the front of the bike are released, and that applies pressure to the flywheel that's currently spinning. Okay? Now, the weight which is applied is relative to your body weight. So we take your body weight of 70 kilos and we times it by 0.08 to give us the weight we apply. So for you, you've got 7.5 kilograms on the front of the bike. If you were a heavier player, you'd have more weight. If you were lighter, you'd have less weight. What that will then do, once the weight is released, it will put tension on the wheel and make it difficult for you to pedal. At that point, I need you to stay in your seat and pedal as hard as you can for 30 seconds. Yeah? And we'll measure your peak power output, and that will tell us where you rank against other people on a scale of being in the bottom 10% all the way to being in the top 90 percentile. Okay? In terms of the fitness test, when you were on your work experience last year, did you have to do any fitness tests? And can you tell us about your work experience?
So my work experience was with my personal trainer.
Yeah.
And so basically with clients, we had to do fitness tests, sort of the sit and reach and the vertical jump test, which is a great baseline test for people's fitness.
Okay. Did your personal tutor at the college help you organise that last year?
He did. Michael Worthington got in contact with my personal trainer, and he decided to send someone out to Body Influence to help do the check and safety checks for the gym.
So we knew it was a nice, safe environment to send you. And what did you learn from work experience? What skills did you take away from it?
Well, I learned from the other side, so I went from the trainer to the client to the trainer, which was good to see from a different perspective.
Okay. Did you have to employ time management skills or the ability to manage your own workload?
I did, yeah, because they give me tasks to do away from the gym, such as researching other businesses, looking where they can help compete. And so I took away stuff like that away from it. Okay,
brilliant. Right, okay, so you're 2 minutes into your 10-minute warm-up. All right, I want to ask you some more questions about what it's like to be a student at the college. All right, okay. So what is it you find interesting about the course of study that you're on then?
Well, my favourite part of the course is the two subjects, which is practical individual and practical team sport, because it's very hands-on and you actually doing the sport, and you get filmed as well, which is great to look back at and give yourself feedback.
Do you have a target grade on your course then, a grade that you're aspiring to achieve?
I do. Last year we had 2 grades, which was D-star, B-star, and I achieved that. And then this year we have 3 grades, which is the target, which is triple D-star, which is distinction. Okay,
so to help you achieve those grades then, do you set targets towards achieving those grades?
I do, yeah. I want to get my assignments done every time, on time, so I don't have to catch up, because that'll make the quality of my work lesser if I don't want to rush.
And do you work with your tutors to set targets at all?
We do, yeah. He speaks to us usually during tutorial. He gives us targets to set for ourselves, both academically and to do with just college stuff like being on time and stuff, and we have a monthly review going over them. Okay,
so you're looking to get D-star, 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 which is the highest grade you can get on a level 3 BTEC programme. What is he looking to do next then? Is it work? Is it university? Is it an apprenticeship?
Well, this will probably be a big stepping stone on the way to university, because you can't go from high school knowledge straight to university, so this is how we improve a lot of knowledge to make me ready for university.
Okay, and what sort of course are you interested in at university then?
University, I think it would be to do with sports science, which is what this links in well with.
Brilliant, okay, those are links in really well with sports science. You're also part of our Burnley FC Shadow Youth team, our football academy at the college. So what's that experience like, can you tell me?
It's good to get to play against different other Shadow squads, like Man City, Tranmere, we played this year so far, and there's plenty of good teams. I think there's a good derby with Blackburn coming up soon, so yeah.
And how often do you train a week with the Shadow squad?
Train 3 times with the Shadow squad a week, Monday, Tuesday and Friday, and games usually on Wednesdays.
Okay, in terms of the coaching then, how would you rate the coaching in terms of its quality?
Coaching's very good. Michael is the UEFA B licensed coach, so the quality of the sessions are always good, and the turnout from the boys is good too.
Okay, brilliant. So whilst you're at the college, not only do we look to try and improve you academically, we also want to help you develop as a person, right? But in terms of your abilities and skills, what have you gained since you've been at the college?
Abilities and skills wise, you're more independent as a person, because at school it was very much doing work as a class.
Yeah.
Here it's like get on with it, but of course if you have a question or need support, we're more than welcome to do that.
Okay. And in terms of employability skills then, the things that you've learned which will make you more employable or able to go and get a job, what would you say they were?
Well, I'd say time management would be a big one, because here we're more free to go lunchtimes, for example, go and do what we want. You know, it's our responsibility to be back on time, and also with the week that we sent out on work experience last year, I think it'll happen again this year.
Yeah.
It's great for ability skills, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So, in terms of improving knowledge and skills towards university then, have you started your UCAS application yet?
We have, yeah. Mikey has took us through the UCAS stages and what we have to do, and we're going to be doing a class together.
Yeah, okay. And has Mikey helped you to develop a personal statement in preparation for your university application?
We did, yeah. We've just finished doing them this week, got personal statements. There's some time to do it on our own, and then we submitted them, and he gave us feedback into where we can improve them for university, so to make us...
And then just in terms of socially and whether you enjoy being at college, is it a nice place to be? How would you rate the tutors and the people that you've met?
It is a nice place to be, yeah. I always feel comfortable. Luckily for me, there's a few mates here already that I knew, but even if they weren't there, that wouldn't have mattered anyway. It's a place to feel welcome, yeah. Okay,
brilliant, thank you. Right, you've got 2 more minutes left of your warm-up, okay, so concentrate on that. Scott, what I'd like you to do is when the clock gets to 10 minutes, okay, I'd like to press the black button. The black button is going to release the weight, it's going to become really difficult to pedal. At that point, I want you to stay in your seat, so you don't stand up. I want you to press as hard as you can against those pedals for a period of 30 seconds. Okay. At the end of which, I'll have monitored your peak power, and we can talk about what that tells us in terms of where you rank in the percentiles. And go. Go on, Scott. Push, 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 push. Don't stop. Do not back off. Do not back off. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Look for 728 watts. Keep going. 777. Well done. Keep pushing. Keep it up there. Keep it rising. 791 watts. Keep working. Keep working. You've got 10 seconds left. Don't back off. Power's starting to drop. Power's starting to drop. Keep working. You've got 5 seconds left. Push, 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 push. Now it's tough. Now it's tough. And relax. Well done. Okay, keep them legs spinning. We don't want you to stop. Okay, I'll take the pressure off. Well done. Scott, how are you feeling after that?
Tired, yeah.
Okay, so your peak power output at that point is 791 watts, okay? And that puts you in the top 20% of people tested. But that also means we've still got some development in terms of leg power. So what we can do from this point is for the rest of this season put together a strength and conditioning program to help you work on developing greater leg strength and power, okay? So we'll have you lifting some weights, probably quite heavy weights at low reps to really build some big thigh muscles for you to complete this test. Okay, you got any questions?
No, happy with this, yeah.
No, brilliant, right, well done, you tried really hard there, excellent.